How's everyone doing today? All right. Well, thanks for having me today. I'm happy to be out here talking to you all. My name is Blanchard. I'm the head golf professional at Sand Creek Country Club in Chesterton. I'm going to talk to you all today a little bit about the life of a golf professional, which is my job. What we do every day, kind of how you get into that career, the training you need that's required for a career in golf. And then at the end, I'll have time for an activity and ask for questions for all of you to ask me. But before we do that, I want to ask you all, do we have anyone in the room that is a golfer? Some golfers? Okay, who has at least played golf? So a lot, more than I thought probably. Okay, great. Next question, one I actually need an answer for. Does anyone know what a golf professional is? What they do? What you know? Play golf for a living? Okay. And is there just one type of golf professional? Saw a hand go up down here. Yep. You right there, right next to you. Yep. And what are the difference between, we had an answer already that they play golf for a living. What else might a golf professional do? I saw, okay, well, I'll let you finish. Okay, how about anything besides playing golf? I saw your hand fly out.
They can do, like, they can go to
Competitions? Okay. Let's see if we can get it besides the playing golf and playing for anything, what else might a golf professional do? What might I do, being that you see where I work there, okay? Right. Perfect, good answer. So that's kind of the difference, what I'm going to go over today. There's really, as a few of you answered, there's golf professionals, like who knows who Tiger Woods is? Okay, I assume a few of you. Jordan Spieth? Okay, so that is somebody that plays golf for a living. And it's just like they're a professional golfer, just like an NBA player or an NFL player, where they play for money, they play on a tour, and that's all they really do. And then there's other people that, like this young lady said, they work in the golf business. They work because you have to have people to run golf courses, correct? And that's the other type of golf professional they call a club professional. And what we do is really run the golf course, teach people how to play golf, and run tournaments, run the daily operations at the golf course. So that's just quickly wanted to go over the difference there, and I'm going to get into some of my history throughout my golf career. So why golf? Everyone has a different reason why they start playing golf and why they get into it. But I started very young. I played all sports, a lot of sports, like probably a lot of you do. But everyone in my family really played golf. So from a young age, it was probably my least favorite sport, because I know as some of you have found out, it's a very difficult sport, right? So I was taken to the golf course a lot when I was younger. And after a lot of time, I developed a love for it, played it a lot, and played it in high school and played it in college as well. And I thought, wow, this would be really cool if I can, as finishing up college, like a lot of you will be in a few years, and figure out what do I want to do, for work. And I love golf, and I played golf in college, and my thought was, well, how do I, turn golf into something where that can be work for me? And so the first thing I tried to do was, I want to play golf on TV, right? Like everybody else probably wants to. They want to compete, they want to make a lot of money, they want to just play golf. So that's what I tried to do, and there's different ways to do that, but I'll get into that in a little bit. But that's kind of my golf career, what got me into it, and I'll talk a little bit about kind of my next step in my golf career, and what led me to where I'm at today. But I think golf is, it's a great sport. It's something you don't need a team to do all the time. You just need clubs. You just need a golf course. And a lot of times I went out, as a young kid, I played at golf courses where there were a lot of older people that didn't want to play golf with me. And I went out by myself. So that's a lot of times you don't need other people to play with. You don't need a team. and it's a lot of fun. You're outside, and it really teaches you a lot. And so it's a great sport for life as well. And you know, I loved it. I obviously still love it today. It's you know, it's been great to me. So I'm going to get into some of the things that you need for required things for a career in golf. As I mentioned, I wanted to play golf on TV, make a lot of money playing golf. There was only one problem. What do you think that problem was for me? Anyone know? Yeah, I mean everybody. I mean, how many people play on TV? There's many thousands of golf professionals around the country, but only maybe about 150 play on TV. So at some point, you don't make it and you want to stay in golf, you got to figure out how to have a career. There's many golf courses, though. There's more golf courses around the country than there are spots to play on TV. So at that point, I started working in a golf course in Florida, and I worked for golf professionals at that point. And I told them, you know, I want to do what you do. I want to become a golf professional. And I said, well, here's what you have to do. And it's not the easiest thing. As you know, a lot of people might think it might be really easy to be a golf professional once you're actually a good golfer. But what you really have to do is you have to pass a playing test. So that's the first thing I had to do. And it's not obviously as hard as playing on TV, but you have to pass a basic playing test if you want to be a golf professional. So that way, not anybody can do it. You have to show that you're a decent golfer, and if you're going to be in the industry, that you can go out there and play with people and not embarrass yourself and be a pretty decent golfer. And also, if you're teaching people, you know, you want some credibility, right? If I play an instrument, I'm going to teach you how to play an instrument. I need to be pretty decent at playing that instrument, right? If I'm going to teach you all how to do it. So same thing in golf. So that's the first thing I did. That was back in 2009, so that's 9 years ago. I passed my playing test. And then you go through education courses that you have to go through 3 long courses, and at the end of each level you have to fly down to Florida, or if you're already there like I was, you have to take tests to pass those courses. So I did all of those. It took me about 3 years. That was after college already. It took me about 3 years. And once I was working at my golf course, I got a call for PGA status, which is the Professional Golfers Association of America. There's about 20,000 golf professionals around the country that are PGA golf professionals. At that point, I was still working as a golf professional in Florida. I wasn't the head golf professional at that point, which is the person that basically runs the golf course. So at that point in my career, I thought, well, what is my next step? I want to get more experience in my field and eventually run a golf course. But those are some of the kind of steps what you do to become a golf professional, and the training. You learn a lot about how to run the business aspect of a golf operation, to basically run a golf course, how to buy merchandise, how to run a teaching program, how to hire staff, how to teach golf. So that's all the things that I really did when I was going through that program and learning a lot about the golf industry itself. So it's a lot of work, but at the end you get to call yourself a PGA golf professional, which is pretty neat. All right, the golf industry. So the golf industry, what we do, I obviously work at a golf course in Chesterton. What we do, you have public courses that probably some of you have heard of, that you can just go and play if you want to play that day, and then you have private golf courses that you have to be, it's like part of a club. You have to have a membership to play there. So I work at a private club. We have about 500 golf members, which is a lot. You help out those members. You might teach them lessons. You might fit them for clubs. You run tournaments for them. So that's part of joining a club, is they want to have fun. They want to play in golf events, and we put those on. But the golf industry has many companies that some of you might see some familiar on there, like my bag. Every golf professional has the opportunity to be on staff with a company, and they give you golf clubs that you don't have to pay for, and you basically promote their golf clubs. Which is pretty neat. Callaway here. There's the Titleist company that a lot of you probably heard of, TaylorMade, Nike. So all those companies make golf clubs, they make golf balls, gloves, all the things you need to play, and most of them make clothes. So the golf industry, that's one thing that they do. They make all the latest technology, and it changes, right? Because every year or two you probably see new technology come out, new clothes, new golf clubs. And that's kind of how the golf business works for us, is to keep up on that business and sell those products to people, and all golfers out there obviously want to get their hands on those products, and it's part of the golf professional to work with these companies to sell merchandise and to help members get the latest golf gear and clubs that they need for their game. So a day in the life of a golf pro, and I think by some of your answers, and it has changed a lot in over the last number of years, but I know a lot of you probably think a day in the life of a golf pro is you go out and play golf, right? That's probably, for me, that's maybe 1 out of 10 days now at this point. I think there was a time where the golf pro did play more golf, but now pretty much my day, I go in at the start of the day, specifically in the summer when we're very busy. We're not obviously very busy this time of year, but still, even this time of year, you know, what I do in the winter, I plan out the whole season. I get everything ready for when the season's going to start. I buy all the merchandise, get the shop ready, get all my staff hired that we're going to have at the golf course for the year, and set up all the tournaments, all the things we're going to do throughout the year, so that when the golf season gets here, we're ready for it. But in the summertime, basically a day in the life of what I do, to come in at the start of the day, it's my job to make sure the staff is ready for the day. Usually we either have a tournament or just a lot of golf being played at the course, to make sure that the staff knows what's going on for the day, that I'm basically their boss to let them know what they need to be doing, what they need to expect. And then I might spend a lot of time with members, that when they show up to the golf course, they might have guests they're bringing out playing that day, welcoming them to the golf course, making sure they have everything they need. A lot of times they might ask for something, or they have questions, and the golf professional is pretty much the person to help them out when they're there. And the rest of the day I might have lessons. We might have junior golf programs in the summer times that I put on. We even have a junior golf Little League travel team that, I don't know if any of you have heard of it. It's called the PGA Junior League, which is really neat. It's like Little League, but for junior golfers. So that's kind of what my day is mostly spent in. Golf really takes up a lot of time. So I know a lot of times the members want me to go out there and play golf with them, but my bosses want to be sure that if you go out and play golf, who knows how long an average round of golf takes for 18 holes? Anyone know? How long? How many hours? 3 hours. That's if you're fast too. If you have a foursome, the average round of golf probably takes about 4 hours. So 4. So if I go out and play golf for 4 hours, that's a big chunk of the day, right? That I'm not in the operation, making sure that the staff knows what they're supposed to do, that is someone there to help the members out, that they're to run tournaments or teach lessons. So a lot of my golf time, it's a really busy job. It really is, and you know, there's fun parts of it, but you do work a lot of hours for any thinking about getting in the golf industry. Hopefully, if you are, and thinking about playing on TV, maybe you're a little better than I am and can succeed in that and playing for a living. But if any of you really want to to be a true golf professional and work at a golf course, it is a lot of hours, but it's really a fun job. It goes by fast. But my typical day in the summertime, it's not a 9-to-5 job. I get to work at about 6 a.m. every day, and I probably leave at about 6, 7 o'clock at night. So I'm there, for a good chunk of time in the summertime. And like I said, it's pretty much, you're pretty much there to help the members and help. My job is to grow the game of golf, to get more of you to play the game, to get more of you to play the game better, to like the game, and it's to grow the game. So I think over the last number of years, like I mentioned, guys like me and golf professionals like myself, we're not playing as much golf. We're helping everyone else play golf. So it's not always as glorious as it seems, but it's really, I love my job. I love to teach. I love to get people to play golf, so it's a lot of fun. And then, like I said, there are some times that I might not have anything going on in my day, and I might go out and play golf. Or when the day is almost done, maybe 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I might go out and play 9 holes. That only takes about 2 hours as opposed to 4 hours, as we mentioned. So there's definitely a lot to do. Like I mentioned, a lot of the training that you have helps you out with it. I was pretty young when I got into the industry. I was about 24 years old, so there's a lot I had to learn. But I think I know a lot now. Like I mentioned, I was working in Florida as an assistant, basically, is you assist the person who's running their operation, and I wanted to run my own operation. So I was looking for a job at that point, and it was 2013, and I saw that Sand Creek Country Club in Indiana was hiring, and I was in Tampa, Florida at that point. I said, boy, do I want to go to Chesterton, Indiana, and what do you do up there, as a golf professional? It snows up there a lot, it's cold, am I going to play golf? But it's been a really good thing for me. My wife and I moved up here in the start of 2014. We love the area. We love Valparaiso, Chesterton, Sand Creek. I don't know if any of you know where Sand Creek is or about it, but it's a great club. It has a great pool, golf course, so it's a really fun place. And like I said, I've been working there for about 4 years, and it's a privilege to be their head golf professional. It's been a lot of fun. But like I mentioned, a career as a golf professional it's a lot of hours, it's a lot of work, but it's very rewarding at the same time. So part of it, like you mentioned, part of it though, we do get to play. Our members, there are events throughout the year where you can play in what they call pro-ams. Does anyone know what a pro-am is?
Kind of like a sporting event, like people that just go there, like not just all professionals.
Yep. And specifically for golf, basically, an AM is short for amateur. So our regular golfers, members at a club, are amateurs, and then pro obviously is short for golf professional. So those events are typically 4 members at a club and a golf professional make up a team, and you go to another golf course and you play against other amateurs from other clubs and other golf professionals. And it's a way to travel with your members, to really take some of your members that are very involved, thank them, and get to know them a little better, have fun playing an event. So you get to do that a few times a year. We even get to go on trips. There are pro-am trips, which really work out well. As I mentioned, there's some perks in the golf industry, and some are that you get these nice shiny golf clubs. When they come out, you get golf clothes, and some of the things you get when you go on a golf trip. Like I just went to California last month and played one of the greatest golf courses in the world for about 4 days. Is the pro gets to go free if you get to go on this trip. You're on a pro-am trip. So we played basically a golf tournament and get to go and play these great places. So that's some of the perks, and obviously the members love the opportunity to do those things. So those are some of the things you get to do, and even just daily at the golf course, there might be games going on that the members have, and they always want the golf pro to play in. So that's part of, I think, like I mentioned, I don't do it that often, but the members definitely like playing with the golf pro, to watch the golf pro's game, maybe learn something, and just get out there because, the relationship, to spend time, and for me too, to be able to spend time with the members and have fun playing golf with them. I've kind of gone over this a little bit, but how to run a golf operation at a golf course and how to run the golf course. I have a boss too. That's a picture of my clubhouse. So I've got kind of parking lot up here, big clubhouse here, the golf course here, big pool in the background. So we have, you know, a restaurant there, we have a pool, we have tennis courts, we have a fitness center. So we have a general manager who's in charge of, you know, overseeing the whole facility, and he's my boss. So he's, you know, challenges me to run the golf operation. And like I said, daily that is going in, making sure the staff is doing what they're supposed to be doing, running events for the members, teaching golf lessons, running junior golf programs, running the golf shop. When you go in there, the golf shop, I buy all the merchandise, we put it on the floor, train all the golf staff. We might have some, just like I was about 8 or 9 years ago, some people looking to get in the golf business, young golf professionals. So to mentor those people, those young golf professionals, and to help them get through the PGA program as well. So that's kind of the, you know, day-to-day operation. Like I said, we don't work as long in the wintertime when there's snow on the ground like there is now. But we still do a lot to get ready for the season. And then when the golf season is here, as you can imagine, we have golfers showing up to the golf course at 7 o'clock in the morning. Golfers like to, a lot of times, get there early, and then golfers playing as late as probably 7 o'clock at night. So that whole golf operation is going on pretty much the whole time they're here. They're at the golf course. All right. Well, do we have any questions? Questions? What a golf pro does? Anything I went over, Nick? In the back, yeah. Question.
Like, you know, like how sometimes golfers, like, they're standing, like, and then, like, little snorkel thing is right there. Why do they have to, like, why is it right there instead of hitting it, like, far away?
You mean the hole that's very close?
Yeah, and then they just hit it little and then it goes in.
Good question. So golf basically starts, you call it a tee box. So you start at an area that's called the tee. I'll get to your question in one minute. So you start at the tee, and there is a hole. It could be 500 yards away, it could be 100 yards away, that's on an area that's called the green. So the object to start at the tee is to hit that ball and get it close to the green to where you might have to take a few shots to get there. You hit it, try to hit far off the tee to get it as close as you can. And then when you get it around the green, you try to get it as close as you can in the hole. So sometimes you don't get it in the hole, it's very close, that you're trying to, at that point, just knock the ball in the hole. But off the tee, you're trying to hit it as far as you can to get it close. So we had a question in the back.
How many balls do you have?
That's a good question. Everybody is different. All skill levels are different. I think maybe me, I might lose one. You know, I might hit a couple of bad shots around. An average score, though, for, I would say, a pro is about 72. That's par. A round of golf, the par is 72, which means par is the amount of shots it should take to get in the hole. And an average hole is, the par is 4. And how many holes are in a round of golf? So what's 4 times 18? Quick math.
Wait, 72.
72. So par is 72. So an average pro averages 72 shots. So we might hit a few bad ones over the course of the day, and maybe one of them finds the water or someone's backyard, and you can't go in there and get it. An average player, though, averages 100 for a round of golf, 100 shots. So I would say that average player, to answer your question, might lose a whole case of golf balls right here. And this case of golf balls costs about $50 for 12 golf balls. So it's $4 a golf ball every time you hit it in the water, you hit it in the woods, and you can't find it. So that's you know, definitely, I would say the average they'll probably lose is about maybe 4 golf balls around, which is still, what, 4 times is $16. Question? How many new people in, like, the country and golf in general, or just at a golf course, or new? Okay, so like I said, we have 500 members at the club of that, and every year there might be 30 or 40 people that move away or don't decide to stay at the golf course, and so we try to gain more every year and get that number to grow, but we probably get about 30 or 40 new members at our club. And obviously around the country every year there's a lot of new people playing golf. But I would say, you know, golf was at its highest point when Tiger Woods was playing golf. It just happened that the economy was really good because, as I mentioned, these golf balls cost $50. So golf is a game that kind of